Hello, hello, hello. Hello. Thank you very much for coming down and joining us for this Permanent Damage screening. And also just to celebrate the release of Joesef's debut album. Yeah. I think it's a beautiful album. I personally would have called it Permo Damage. Just to, stay true to my roots, but it's Joesef's album. Thank you very much for coming down on a Monday in January. Apparently it's Blue Monday today, which is allegedly the most depressing day of the year. So there's nothing better for it than to purposefully make yourself even sadder by indulging in some Joesef tunes. And thanks to everyone that's watching us live on YouTube right now. Yes, technology. I've been waiting my full life to say this, and I'm really going to get in my Davina McCall bag here, but we are live, so please do not swear. I want to say a big shout out to Platform for having us. Yep. And also to Tenants Light for providing the booze. Yeah. I know a lot of you are probably doing dry January right now, but luckily for you, I've made the executive decision that it's done. It's actually me who gets to decide, so don't worry about it. So shortly we'll watch the film. Afterwards we'll be joined by Joesef himself and the director Luis. So if you've got any questions, start thinking about them right now. Don't worry, I'll handle all the cinephile movie questions. You can ask the Bammy questions. Even if it's just a comment, if you just want to say, put your hand up and go, that was actual class, by the way. You're welcome to do that. After the film, stick around. After the Q&A, please stick around for a set from Test Press and also some booze from Tenants. So stick around, have fun, mingle, talk to us, come and say hi. Thank you very much. Without further ado, this is Permanent Damage, directed by Luis Hindman.
I guess you could say I'm totally fucked up.
But I'll be yours until the this music, you know that it feels different with me. I guess it must be hard for a girl to look up in the eye when the speaker's giving you what you need. You know I've been feeling crazy. It's been a little heavy, but you're the only one who can save me. I know that isn't fair. I know that isn't fair. Why is it my heart is open? Why is it my heart is when the red lights go? But I'll be yours until the morning. I'll be yours. I know that isn't fair. I know that isn't fair. Separately comatose, smoking green and doing blue. We broke into the stately home, but I wish you would take me home. But you're breaking like you've been broken before. Make the best of what's left of our house by the eastern coast. Take it till you can't take anymore. Don't forget all the mess, all the boys that have come before. We don't need to have it all. That doesn't matter to me. Pick up when you call. I'll leave when you wanna leave. If you can't take the fall, how high do you wanna be? We don't need to have it all. That doesn't matter to me. Coughed up with the overdose. Kiss me as the cask is closed. Soak into my winter coat. The summer's never been this cold. Can you fake it? I'm sure you faked it before. Does your face look the same while you're sliding down his door? We don't need to have it all. Love me till the weekend still. Permanently on my own. I think I miss Glasgow. We don't need to have it all. That doesn't matter to me. I'll pick up when you call. I'll leave when you wanna leave. If you can't take the fall, how high do you wanna be? We don't need to have you were so hard to find. I want you all the time. So can I give away till there's nothing left to take from me? Feels like I'm losing things I can't replace. It's an emptiness that makes me weak. 'Cause I built you up, you just break me down. And when I'm alone, I can hear the sound. I just can't stand the way you said my name. I can hear you say, don't you ever leave. I can hear you say, Joe, 'cause you're nothing without me. 'Cause this is not a ship that could pass in the night. It's a wreck and I'm drowning to hear all my life. I was 18 and screaming and feeling it all. Now I'm up on the edge of the bridge, and I know if I let you down, would you let me in? 'Cause when I'm alone, I can hear you now. I just can't stand the way you say my name. I can hear you say, Joe, don't you ever leave. I can hear you say, Joe, 'cause you're nothing without me. Yeah, you will always say, Joe, don't you ever leave. I can still hear you saying, Joe, 'cause you're nothing without me. But living's just too hard to walk it off. I've tried, look in the mirror, see me crying. But every time I do, I hear you say my name. I can hear you saying, Joe, don't you ever leave. Yeah, you will always say, Joe, 'cause you're nothing without me. I can hear you saying, don't you ever leave. Yeah, you will always say, Joe, 'cause you're or pass me under stairs. You didn't see me there. Pretend I didn't care. Of course I still care, but I'm drunk enough to play the game. I lean in and you move away, but you linger all the same. And I can't help myself but say, but I know a kiss won't make it right, and there's no future left inside. But I got no thoughts open my. But would you just come home with me tonight? Pieces of my soul are burning in my throat. He's lighting up your phone. You're here but you're already not. Still I'm drunk enough to play the game. I lean in and you move away, but I still love you all the same. That's why I can't help myself but say, well I know a kiss won't make it right, and there's no future left inside. But I got no thoughts open mine. But would you just come home with me tonight? Life is right, and there's no future left inside. But I got no thoughts open mine. So would you just come home with me tonight? But I know I just won't make it right, and there's no future left inside. But I got no thoughts open mine. So would you just come home with me tonight? Would you just come home with me? You should hear it, the quiet sound of knowing there's nothing left to say. All the feeling that takes me back to somewhere I don't wanna be again. 'Cause you know everything that's on my mind, but knowing everything don't make it right.
Please welcome Luis Hindman and Joesef. Where are they? They're supposed to be walking down the road. There they are! Come on! Well done.
Hello. Hello. Hiya. What's fucking happening? That's my mom.
So how was that? How was watching that on the big screen?
Seeing me getting after a guy on a big massive screen is a bit of a illuminating experience.
It's a bit different for what you're used to doing in the Arches, isn't it? That's
being pure out my box.
Well, thank you very much for that, and we're just going to start for the beginning. So I'll ask a few questions, then I'll open up to you guys. I know this is giving T4 on the beach right now.
That's all you like.
Graham Norton. But I'll ask a few questions, then I'll open up to you guys. Oh, and I've got an iPad. Sorry, let me just get that. Aye, there's people asking questions on YouTube as well. Technology, yeah. But aye. So let's start for the beginning. Tell me how both of you guys met.
Well, basically, I was about to start the album campaign thing, and it's a bit labelly, it's a bit of a boring story, but I was looking for a director, and I got sent a link, and I seen Lewis's, it was like a music video and then like a fashion thing, and I just liked how fucked up it all looked. I'm a big fan of like texture and like things that look like they've had the shit kicked out of them, and
That's what I do.
that's what he's good at doing. And then he sent me a treatment as well for, it's been a little heavy lately, and it was just like, it was a video treatment, so it was basically the whole thing was made of like videos so that I could see what it would look like, and it was just fucking class. It was so good.
And what brought you to Joesef, Lewis, just for him contacting you? And also, is that how you would describe your work that's had the shit kicked out of it?
I told him to say that. No, like how I was brought to Joe is also like not a super exciting story, but no, it's all down to Cheyenne who was the commissioner at AWOL, who sent me the first track and was like, "Would you like to do it?" And I literally within the first 15 seconds of hearing it, I was like, "Yeah."
It's a shite. This tune's fucking
But
shite.
I needed the work, and I was like,
I just need the money. I just need the money.
it wasn't doing anything else.
You were desperate. You were desperate. So, so what is the collaboration process for you two? Like from beginning of hearing the song all the way to the actual music video. How much are you both involved in it? What input do you have, Joe, and same with you, Lewis?
So usually when the tracks are sent, you're pretty open, with not kind of saying anything, and it's usually I just go for my impulses of what I'm thinking. I mean, to go track by track, it's been a little heavy lately. I think you said you want it to be in a car.
I was like, I want to be in a motor, and I want to be looking at the window, and I want it to look nice.
And I was like,
And that's
okay.
what it is.
Well, I was like, I want it to feel quite trippy, and I think the whole album aesthetic was really inspired by Train Spotting and Danny Boyle and stuff like that. So I wanted it to feel like pure dirty, 3 a.m. kind of vibes, and that kind of neon lights and shit like that. And he's just like, hold on a minute.
Yeah, I got sent one photo, and it was the Ewan McGregor in the club smoking, and then the opening shot of that sort of a reference to that's where that came from. Then Eastern Coast, it was nothing, and I was just thought of a dark sweaty club, and we made a dark sweaty.
I've never smoked so many fags in my life. I don't smoke.
I'm single-handedly killing Joseph's voice.
I thought I was killing it. I thought I was looking like I was smoking smoking good, and my pal's like, no, you look like a person that doesn't smoke. I thought I was fucking killing it, but apparently not.
But did you know have I think normally with film and stuff you have fake fags, or you have a herbal one?
I'd rather smoke Mayfair. They were stinking.
Aye. All the fake fags, too much of them. Aye, so do you normally, Joe, when you come up with a song, when you're writing, do you visualise what the video might look like? Do you see all your songs in that way, or is it kind of just the process of, right, this one, we're going to get 4 music videos, so these are the ones I want?
I think I've always been a bit of a visual person. Since I was a wee guy, I've always been drawing and obsessed with colours, in a kind of weird way. But I kind of just wanted to I kind of can see the music as I'm making it, like kind of like in a cinematic kind of way. And I don't know. I think I've just always been very heavy on the visuals as well as the music. But he helps as well.
That's something. Yeah, a wee bit.
It's the sandwiches and that.
So tell us a bit about the storyline throughout the 4 videos if people didn't really get it. But they did.
Right, so we were trying to work this out in the back. Right, so it's in a bit of a fucked up order. So it starts with Joe. So it's the relationship between me and Giles. So we're together, and it gets like kind of the start to the end. It's kind of stormy, then it gets fucked up, and then we break up, and I'm like the match, and I'm like, I'll never see you again. And then it goes to East End Coast, which is like me in the club trying to find somebody else to go home with. But I'm seeing Giles because I'm that out my nut. And then it's Just Come Home With Me Tonight, and it's like I'm in a nightclub out, and Giles just happens to be there, and then we kind of have like one last night together, and then we have to leave each other, and then I go home to Adam, and then it cuts to, it's been a little heavy lately, and Adam is with his bird, and I see him and his bird, and I'm like, fuck this, so I leave, and then I'm in a car crash and I die. So,
See when you're
and then it goes to Come Down when I'm dead. It's a barrel of laughs.
That's not in the album, we can't talk about Come Down.
It's still good though, stream it.
No, but so, see there when you're saying Giles and Adam, I'm interested. Is that the name of the actors, or have you created these characters?
And we thought Giles was the best name, yeah.
No, Giles and Adam are the names of the boys that...
Giles is the blonde boy.
I thought you were talking about a cat when you first said Giles.
Sounds like a Disney dad or something.
What I really loved about this is that you'd had 4 music videos, which is a lot, especially in this day and age, because I feel like music videos are like a dying art. Like I think music videos used to be such an event, and I used to look forward to watching them all the time, and I feel like less and less they're kind of valued now, and they're kind of like, oh, you don't need them as much to sell your tunes, so what's the point? But
and this confirmed that.
No, I was saying the opposite actually. But how important was it for you to have music videos? Is it something you were like, I really, really, really want to make this into a full visual story?
I just wanted it to feel like an era, like a thing, like a start, middle, end, because that's what the album is. It's a story, and I've always been a big fan of like a big fucking thing. Do you know what I mean? Like a big.
Aye.
Do you know when you look back and you're like, oh, that was that time. That was when he was doing all that.
Aye.
And in layman's terms. But nah, man, I think I just when I got into this, I'm like, I'm either going to do it to the best of my ability, or I'm not going to do it at all. I wanted to totally nail it across the board, and the visuals are obviously a really important part of that. And I feel like in this day and age, there's a heavy focus on like TikTok and stuff like that, and short form videos. But I feel like in the same way that an album is still important as opposed to singles, so is a music video. Like, it's such a fucking, like, look, the things that he's made, like, off the back of the songs, they're fucking amazing, they're beautiful. Blow your own trumpet here. But I think
him as well.
I'll pay you later.
But I think it's so important, man. It's like, goes hand in hand, and it just kind of helps people understand and see the album how I see it. So. Definitely.
I hope people keep doing that, and people keep getting allowed to make music videos, because I'm pure scared people are going to have TikTok music videos, and that's it. Because I know how much you love posting on TikTok. Oh. You're always talking about how much you enjoy it.
Oh, can't. No, I just think, like, remember, like, Beyonce, Crazy in Love and all that? Like, when that came out, it was like, fucking it. I'm not saying that's Crazy in Love, but... but like,
where's your Daisy Dukes?
It is Crazy in Love, but I just think it's like, shit like that, it's so... It's fun, it's pop culture, it's like, it's all part of the parcel, but I think it's still important, it always will be to me anyway. Even, I don't think I'll ever ditch that part of it, as long as they will keep paying for it.
As long as you're still alive. They're shaking their head.
You're trapped.
So tell me about what was the most memorable of the shoots. Is there anything that stuck out? Is there anything that went perfectly to plan for both of you as well? Because I know with shoots it can often, things just crop up and you go, oh, this is actually nothing like I thought it would be. But is there any that stuck out for a good or bad reason?
I think they all went pretty well in terms of like everything that it all came out as we planned. I'd say like the Joe shoot was pretty intense, because like we sort of shot that chronologically, So like we started with all the good memories, and then we did like the big fight. So we sort of like lived the video, and by the time it ended, I think we were all a bit.
I was getting my acting chops out for that. I really had to me and Giles really had to argue with each other, and I'm like no like that at all. You would never catch me raising my voice ever, like unless I'm like on it, like yes. But I just like found it so difficult to like scream in somebody's face and be like ah. And him as well, like I mean Giles is an amazing actor. Like he just switched it on, turned across the room, and I was like that. It was like Cat Slater. I was like fucking get out of my pub. But it was honestly like it was so like emotionally draining. The whole day was so draining. And see at the bit at the end when I like the match, it was to the wire, man, and I had to get the match, throw it in the right direction, look all beautiful but sad at the same time. It was a whole thing, but I think it was very tense that last like couple of minutes, and like everybody, like Aidan as well, like, he was there as well.
That's our producer.
Producer. Everybody was just like looking at each other, but then we all had to be quiet for the shoot. It was weird, but I feel like it's been a little heavy. It was the most technically difficult. Because we were all rigged up in a big motor with a car that was attached to another car, driving through the middle of fucking Hackney on a Friday night, and I'm pure leaning out the window like that. And
whilst everyone's like eyeballing you from like cars
eating
beside.
kebabs, looking at me. I'm like, where'd you go? But it was a bit of a weird experience, but it's sort of one must suffer for that.
Yes. You know, all of them went generally well then. You didn't hate any of the experience?
No.
Good, you have to say that.
Yeah, it was great.
Well, actually, what you kind of touched on there was my next question. Look, there was a lot of winching. You were getting off with people left, right and centre. So I think it's interesting because you've obviously, even going for you making your music in your room to then performing it in front of people in person is a big jump, but then suddenly you have to get in your acting bag. You need to start performing in front of a full crew of people, and then you need to start winching people on camera. Tell me about that experience, for both your perspectives, how you go about shooting something like that, Lewis, and Joe, how fucking awkward it was.
Yeah, it's easy having the idea, and then you have to figure out how to make it feel not awkward. I mean, for everything, like we did like a really like precise rehearsal. So like, you know, Joe and Giles like knew what they were doing, and we showed up on set. And I mean, what's interesting about the kiss is like the first time we did the kiss was in the Joe video, and we were gonna like rehearse the kiss like with those two and me like watching.
In a pure like ballet studio.
Oh yeah, in a dance studio.
Yeah, big mirror.
And I think it was like in that moment we were like, maybe let's just do it for the first time on the
just kind of leave it to like have a first kiss on camera basically, which is the kiss. But then I was like, right, it's going to be fine. I walked out the room, walked back in the room. The makeup artist was oiling up Giles with his t-shirt off. And I was like, right, what the fuck is happening? And then I had to, it was the most, I mean, I hope it looks a bit sexy, but it was the most unsexy environment ever. Like, there was like 15 guys in a room looking at me and him getting off each other. But it was all like well coordinated. It was very like comfortable, and I don't really like people touching me, right? But like in that way. But then all of a sudden I had to get after this guy. But it was all done very well, and like Giles is a trooper and good kisser.
Did you have to do like many takes of it?
I mean, the worst one, see East End Coast, that was probably the hardest because we were like salsa dancing for like 5 hours. That was more difficult than the kissing. The kissing was fine. It was in Just Come Home Me Tonight. There was more kissing like in that, like the Titanic moment with the, again, not so sexy. Like it looked sexy in the video, but we were kissing. People are like going, "Put your hand through his hair, grab his waist." I'm like, for fuck's sake.
It makes it worse because it would have been in an English accent. No offence, Lewis. Sorry. I was actually, you just stole that from me. I was pure sitting there going, I'm going to say that was a pure Titanic moment. You can have it. It's your night.
No, I didn't realise that until somebody was like, "Oh, was that like a Titanic reference?" I'm like, "Aye, obviously it wasn't it." Pure Jack and Victor.
It was a Jack and Victor reference.
Jack and
I
Rose.
don't really see. I've not
Jack
seen that
and
part
Rose.
of Still Game actually. Well, that actually very nicely leads me on to our next question because you spoke a bit about the style references and film references. I wondered, Lewis, how you kind of approach it. Do you show Joe some visuals? Do you have, this is a music video I like, and you said you like Trainspotting. Was there any other references you put in there?
Yeah, there's a lot. Like, so what we do for all the videos is like I just edit. I'm very self-conscious about my accent now.
I'm sorry, I was kidding on. It's okay.
I'm joking.
I feel bad now. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Look, you made the films, we didn't. You're the talented one here.
No, I do a video edit before all the videos, like using references from different films, so you can just like watch what we're gonna do, and then it usually matches up pretty closely to it. I mean, like general references, like we talked a lot about Wonka Wai, like it's like a general thing. I mean, if anyone's seen the film Happy Together?
Happy Together?
Well, yeah,
Happy Together. Joe's not seen it, fuck.
Seen it? I've seen it. It was me that said it. I said it.
Sorry, the way you said that, I thought you hadn't seen it.
No, I've seen it. But obviously I've seen it. I said to him, the thing about me and Lewis is like, we weirdly have the exact same taste in everything. Like I'll like send him a thing and it's like, he'll know exactly what I'm talking about and stuff like that, and if I reference something, he knows it inside out. So that was just kind of like how our relationship was just like it was just instant like chemistry that way. Like see when you just like all the same music, like all the same films, it's just you're like instantly best mates. But there was a lot of like obviously Trainspotting, The Worst Person in the World as well. They kind of smoked one bit. The Smoking Us Now and Trainspotting. I'm trying to think of other ones.
Like Xavier Dolan, like just generally.
Waves, the kind of.
Oh, Waves, yeah.
The spinning car scene is like and there's a film called Waves, so depressing, but it's like the vibes are immaculate. It's kind of like
So this album.
I know, actually, not a lot going on, but the vibes are immaculate. It's my favourite brand of film. Like, no plot, looks good though.
I actually thought that as well when you said Xavier Dolan there, that his first film, the club scenes in his first film really remind me of the club scenes in this. And I wondered what the kind of pros and cons of filming a club scene is with so many people. And also, it looked like, I think you made it look like there was a lot more people than there were, but maybe I'm wrong, maybe there was a full club.
It was like about.
You done it well.
Like 40 people.
Oh, aye, that's decent.
It was a lot. It was a lot of people, but it was like when it was like middle of summer in London when it was like 35 degrees. People, they were props to them because they were dancing for hours and hours and hours. Every one of them had a snout in their horn. It was a whole thing. But
I wonder how many snouts were consumed throughout this entire musical journey.
I would like to get a spreadsheet up because that would be fucking cancer inducing. I feel like East End Coast was difficult physically. Like that whole shoot was like physically difficult. It was hard
Because you're doing the same thing for like 12 hours.
Yeah.
And it's
so
like, no,
sweaty.
yeah.
It was so sweaty. It was like passing out sweating.
There's a lot of fake sweat. Like people, we had like went around with like a bucket of water. Like, I'm not joking. And people would like dip there or put their whole heads in it.
Also, I know it's I think two of the music videos are shot on film. Lewis, I'm interested in why you kind of made that choice, because I know it's like you can't really achieve that look without the real thing completely. But what are the kind of pros and cons of shooting on actual film?
I think it's great. Like I think the main pro is that it just like looks really good. And like if you're like going for that sort of look as the end result, it's always better to just do on the real thing than try and emulate it. I mean, one of the cons is like you get less takes, but I think for us like that worked. Like you can only do things like 2 times, and when we're on digital, you're doing things like maybe 8. But I think that's a good thing because like Joesef was saying, like on East End Coast, you're doing stuff over and over and over, whereas on film you kind of do stuff a couple of times and you move on.
I think there's like because the risk is high when you're on film. It's like everybody just puts their all into every take. So as soon as the director shouts like roll over, everybody's pure like Meryl Streep. So,
Aye, because the pressure's there.
It's expensive as hell. Like each role is so expensive. So it's like everybody has to. You can't like fuck about or anything like that. But I think there's just a wee bit of urgency involved, and everybody just has to just get their shit together. Whereas if it's digital, it's like, oh, maybe get it in the next take. I'll just do that then. But,
I love how you brought that up because like me and Lewis were talking about this beforehand, and we're like, right, we will only say the cons of shooting on film is because it's expensive. We'll just leave that.
It's so
as soon as you get the mic.
I'm looking at my producer Aidan right.
It's so expensive.
Aye, well, he said it. No, Lewis. Well, that's my question. So we're actually, before I go to the crowd and open it up to you, we've got people asking questions on YouTube right now on this iPad. By the way, I'm not just sitting playing Candy Crush. There's actual live questions coming through. So, first question from Kat. Hello, Kat, wherever the cameras are. She asks, what was your favourite scene to film?
What was my favourite scene to film?
Yes.
What was your favourite scene to film?
That's not what she asked.
For me? What was my favourite scene? My favourite scene to film was, see the bit in East End Coast where it flashes back to me and Giles dancing, and and it's like goes all blue and I'm wearing red. Like Aidan came it got cut out the thing, but he came over with like a bottle of Bucky and I was just drinking it. And I was like, it was like the end of the shoot. Everybody was pure fucked, but it was like it was like such a nice that was such a happy shoot. It was just like fun the whole time. We were all like dancing and that, so that was probably like the best. That scene, we were just having a laugh. It was no, like everybody was just like they were playing Sugar Babes and like Girls Aloud.
Girls Aloud.
Girls Aloud was pumping for the PA. We were all like that. Like yeah.
We were having a gay time. You can tell. So next up from Bryony, we've got, did you do all your own styling? The outfits are amazing.
No, I didn't do all my styling. Amy Holden Brown, she styled it. She's amazing. She's a vegetarian. Yeah. Heard that from Molly the other day. She's a legend. She styled it all. She nailed it as well. She's like perfect for it, man.
So from Scott Milne, we've got a full name this time, not just Scott. How did moving away from Glasgow to London influence your writing? Not exactly about the music videos, Scott, but we'll take it as fine.
I think it just made me realise how much I miss Glasgow, to be fair. No offence to London, but I just think it takes moving away from a place to realise how much it's influenced everything that you do and everything that you are. And I seen your wee video about people who moved to London, Paul.
I didn't mean you.
I seen it, alright? I seen it. Like I said, thanks to a bus driver, fucking hell. That is me.
No, I don't think you're that much.
No, but I think there's something in the water up here, and you can't. I feel like as I get older, move through the world and travel to different places and that, I feel like it always just brings me back to how much there's nowhere like Glasgow, especially the East End. No offence to anyone else, but there's something about the people here and the way we all talk to each other and the way we all rip the piss at each other constantly. But that's a lot.
I always the bit in the East End Coast that always gets me as your mom saying, "Remember, I love you. You can always come home." I'm like,
was anybody at the mono thing? I was actually pure crying like a wee baby. It was so. I just feel like I wanted to put my mom's voice on the album just because everything I do, it sounds pure wet as hell, right? But it is for my mom. I just want to make her proud and do as well as I can for her. So, because there was a time where we had absolutely nothing. She had no life. She was working fucking 2 jobs at the same time, just so we had the shit that we had. So, I'll spend the rest of my life trying to do the same for my mom. So,
Yeah. I actually think that is obviously all your songs are tearjerkers, but I mean with East End Coast I think that, but I find myself going, I think I do miss Glasgow. I fucking live in Glasgow my full life. But it's strong, it's the voice, not just tips at the other edge. So Joe's Mo, you're the real star of that song, I will say. We've got another one for YouTube from Nicole. Which artists influenced in the writing, sound creation of the album and videos? Did I read that correct? Which artists influenced the writing, sound and creation of your new album and videos?
Which artist influenced the whole thing?
Mute. She's not here. I can ask her. Nicole, do I expand?
I don't think I had anybody particular in mind. I feel like when you're making tunes and making videos and that, you kind of have to stay away from other artists' work or else you end up completely copying it. Says us, who've copied about 15 films.
You just list a full list of people who exactly copied.
The whole thing was absolutely plagiarised. I think I'm obsessed with people like Tyler the Creator and Frank Ocean that who have such a fucking singular vision. Everything they do is just airtight. Everything they do, all the colours and the scripts and the music and the production, it's just there. And I think that's something I always aspire to be, that everything is all cohesive. The visuals, the music, the writing, the fucking colours, the styling. Like I just want it to all feel like it's a one big moving machine. So I think they did that the best, like Tyler and I like Frank Ocean and stuff like that.
Tyler and Frank, first name basis.
I know, yeah.
Tyler
Well,
and
like
Frank.
that, like that.
I think we'll do one more for YouTube if we have one. I don't know if it... Oh, no, sorry, it said in brackets last question. I'm sorry, I didn't read that. So we're going to open it up to you guys.
Are you going to run it to the audience? Like
I'm a
Graham
hell.
Norton?
There's going to be somebody with a mic, I hope. Oh, somebody with a mic. So if anyone's got a question, don't be shy. Please put your hand up. Don't leave me sitting there like a prick. Somebody over there. Over there, I see a hand. Over that way. Oh, we got it. Go for it.
Oh, hiya, Joe. It's Gary. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, bro.
Before I ask my question, I just want to say it's fucking cool. It's like a game on myself to see like just boys kissing boys in music videos. Like that's pretty wild. So well done for that. Slightly perverted question for me. Did you get to choose the boys in your video? Like was that you involved in the casting choice for that one?
You know what? I actually did.
Nice one.
He sent me a file.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Like their Instagram handles and that. I was like single. I was like, who's this guy?
Do you know what? We've spoken about Giles a lot. Where is he? Get him up.
I know. He's here right now. Nah, he's not. Nah, he's a trooper, Giles, man. He's like pure amazing actor, pure like sound cunt, like heavy. He's like just all round nice guy. Heavy platonic vibes though. Like.
All right.
I know.
I don't believe you. But right. Next question. Anybody else got a question? Don't be shy.
Don't be shy. Come on.
Oh, aye. There's one
I've
down the
got one
front
over
here.
Rebecca. I see you. I remember you.
If you just wait till the mic comes to you, just so everybody can hear your question.
Move
Thank you.
faster, Joe. Come on.
Come on, run.
Hi.
Hello.
Joe is one of my favorite songs on the album, and With All the Love in the World is such a sad song. How did you manage to make it so like happy in some sort of way? It really reminds me of like Green Light of Lord, like that vibe that's like so depressing, but like so full of everything.
No, I get you, man. I think when I made the song, it was just on the guitar. And it was like so depressing, I couldn't really get through it. But then I took it to Barney, who's like produced the album with me, and he was like, we'll put big drums behind this and a big bass. And I had a bit of a Bryan Adams moment in the bridge. Yeah, I was like, just went ham. I think the thing about that song, I fucking hated it for the longest time. And then I played it live, and everybody was just like, it just became this big unifying thing. And I think I felt like the last man on earth when I was like writing that tune. And then when I played it live, I didn't feel alone anymore. So oh God, fuck up.
Was there no a point where you didn't want to call it Joe? Is that true? Is that inside
I can't call it Joe. I can't be Joseph Joe.
Well,
Like,
it's called Joe now, so it's too late.
But they were like, the label were like, oh, it's kind of cool. It's not that cool though, is it? But it's one of my favourite tunes now, therefore.
Aye. I think that's a good question as well, because I remember reading something about Phoebe Bridgers on her album when she made Kyoto. A producer she was working with, said, "Go on it, just try one song that's upbeat." Just like they were like, everything's so slow. Just try making it a bit faster, and it sounds like it's a pretty similar experience. Where like try and add some.
I think if you go in with a tune and it's quiet and the tune is good, like I mean the tune's good.
I think we agree it's good.
You can always build it up. Like you can always make it bigger, but if the tune's shite, you can't do that. So.
Aye, so start with a good tune. That's the advice. We've got anyone else? Got one down here, down the front. I can't fit. All right, we've got two. We've got one here. Oh no, somebody else. Right, sorry. We'll get back to you.
Mic on.
Hi. So like I think the references to Trainspotting are quite like clear. How did you go about scouting locations down south that looked scummy enough?
Aidan, the producer, he did a lot of scouting. Amazing producer. That makes a noise for Aidan. I was like, I want something fucking barking. Find it. But my pal, like the album aesthetic, like to see like the cover of me sitting on the bed. My mate Caitlin, she's done the set design for that. Makes some noise for her. Is she here? Where is she? There she's there. She is my best pal in the whole world. Like we lived together, and I was like, we found this gaff in Kilmarnock, had no flushing toilets, and my manager Nathan, he took the album artwork, and we just kind of like I just wanted it to feel like a gaff. If anybody, any of you know me, Paul's been to one of my after gaffs back in the day.
That's where we met.
It was like pure wet carpets now everywhere, like, and that just heavily influenced like the album aesthetic. Because I don't know, I just like that kind of. I think there's something pure, like you see that when you're that kind of on it, sad way, that kind of influenced the whole album. And me trying to have a moment and somebody's laughing. But I think the whole album was written in that like sort of like stupor of being kind of intoxicated and heavily heartbroken, and I think I wanted the setting to reflect that. So I think we managed it, me, Caitlin, Nathan, and the rest of the time.
I think we had another question down the front here. With this, yeah.
Jack.
Yeah, this guy.
Hi, Joe.
Hi, Jack. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm okay. Shake myself a wee bit.
It's a nice one. Obviously, moving to London, there's obviously aspects of missing home. How would you explain Gafamlock to somebody who's not from Gafamlock?
That is such a good question.
Best whiskey in Glasgow.
How long have you got? Fuck's sake. I don't know, man. I think Gafamlock's one of the places I've said it before, but it's like in the coast that I grew up in. Like Maggie up the stairs, if we've ran out of milk, we'd go and get milk after. And like if something happened, we'd all be out of verandas, like talking to each other. And the summer was just such a like collective thing. There'd be one paddling pool, there'd be 18 cunts in it. And there'd be one shite in the pool. But like the best thing ever that would happen in Gafamlock, see if somebody ripped out my fire hydrant and it was doing that. Best day ever. We'd all get that pure sewage water.
Yeah, I feel like people don't. I've tried to explain that to people before about like a fire hydrant going off in a scheme. That was like the peak of summer. People don't get it.
Drop everything you're doing.
Aye.
get your swim shorts on and go down.
And then your malt butter, yeah, after for that, definitely.
Hope that
Right, I think we've got one for time for maybe 2 more questions we can do. Is anybody else back again? Oh no, you're handing the mic back. I thought you were like, I'll just keep going. Got one there, yep.
Hi, I'm Cara. First of all, absolutely incredible videos. I just wanted to ask, what advice do you have for someone wanting to get into music video production?
I mean, maybe that's a question for Lewis.
Good one for you, Lewis.
Yeah, like what are you doing at the moment? Like, what's state?
Right now.
Get our number after the show.
So I run my own events in Edinburgh, but I'm looking to go more into the music video production side.
Yeah, like to like direct stuff or. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I think it's a bit cliche, but like just making stuff with your friends, like even if it's just like on a phone or like that sort of stuff at like the weekend is like just a great way to start. Like that's what I did, and like even now like on this stuff it's just like making stuff with your mates. And then like if you've got friends who've like made music and that stuff, just like asking to make a little thing for them is kind of what I did and what like people I know doing the same thing did. This is not amazing advice.
I feel like there's like, if it's like, I feel like the thing that like holds most people back is money. Like, there's loads of things like Creative Scotland and stuff like that. If, like,
this is proper advice now, yeah.
Being from like a working class background, the thing that stood in my way for a long time was not having any fucking money. Oh, the lights just went out. That's the powers that be trying to send me off. I think like companies like Creative Scotland will give you like a certain amount of money if you give them like a plan and a project and stuff like that. So if you go to them with like a business plan and stuff like that, they'll kind of give you money to fund certain projects, and I think that kind of gets most people going. Who, if you've definitely got like good ideas and stuff like that. So I'm assuming.
Also, someone in the audience, Kieran, is chairman of this organisation called GMAC, which is like a...
That was my first job. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Kieran? I don't know you. I worked there. Sorry. Sorry, it's not about me.
And they're like an organisation which like generally, similar to what Joesef said, like help generally with like media stuff. And Kieran directed the like BBC piece about
Oh,
Joesef
Kieran?
recently.
I know who we're talking about. But I think that GMAC's a really good
And that's like how
organisation.
Kieran got into directing.
Aye, I'll pull it back now. Aye, we've got time for one more. I think one. Is there one? I can't see anybody now, so there's one here. Aye, last one.
Hello, hello.
Hello.
So if you can't tell by the way I'm dressed, I'm gay. So. But I just think it's really important to see queer love written about and on film as well. So I was just wondering how you portray it on film and how you write about it, all that kind of stuff.
I'd just like to thank Luis for this as well, because it was such a safe, comfortable environment. I think it was no judgment at all. And I think it's important. I never really understood the importance of representation and stuff like that, but I think when people talk about gay people, LGBTQI plus people, there's a negative connotation or a bad storyline or something to follow, and I think it's so important to show that we just sit on our flares and get off each other and that, like the rest is. We dance in our kitchen, we fucking throw vases at each other. We're so multifaceted, and I think that's what people don't see all the time, and that's why they end up with these mad fucked up images of what it is that we are, and we're just like everybody else. And I think that's what we try to do, just existing, just living, just live, laugh, loving. But that is literally what we do. We just live, laugh, love, just like the rest is. But I think just to show. We really do just be live, laugh, loving.
I think that's a strong point to end it on.
I think just to round it off, it's important to show that we are whole human beings that just do normal things, and we have broken hearts, and we fall in love heavily, and it's be live, laugh,
You
laugh.
spoke a lot of sense too.
Well, thank you very much to Luis Hindman. Give up for Luis. Give up. And give it up for Joesef. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
And give it up for Mr. Paul Black.
Thank you. No, I want to sit back down because you're so much taller than me. So please kick about, because we're going to have a set from Test Press, and we're also going to have a booze for tenants. And also there's lots of Joesef merch to buy. Buy it.
Can I just say?
Aye, do it.
Go on, please buy a cassette or something.
Do your spiel about how much a cassette costs.
It's only a £5. Do you buy 4, man? Thank you. As I said on my Insta, more than a pint, less than an hecto.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everybody. Cheers.